Hi, I am showing you my spooky season decks, and I am gonna show you some of my Witchy collection in my spooky season deck. And I'm gonna start with the Green Witch Tarot, which is a Llewellyn deck, very popular, and Moura, and I'm sure you guys have seen this one. This is a favorite of mine, and I do love it, and it is a deck that gets used a lot, especially more kind of around that Yule, Christmas, wintry season. Even though it's a fall deck, I often end up using it like kind of more late fall, and partly because it's warm here, early fall, and it still sometimes feels like summer, but I use it when it's getting towards winter, and I just think it's beautiful. And I'll use this. Sometimes I'll just pull this out and use it any time of year. But it definitely gives you those fall vibes, and like when after the season has changed. I love this moon card. I think this is one of my favorite moon cards. I just love it. But it's just a gorgeous deck, readily available, easy to get. Very beautiful. And you know, like, that's not the most beautiful card, but mostly it is a very, very beautiful deck. And it reads great. It's sort of like, even though it's not super old, it's a classic. I love that High Priestess. One of the best High Priestesses of all time. And it's very RWS, so super easy to read if you know the RWS system. I love this tin of Athames too. And you know, it's Athames chalices instead of cups and swords. But you know, it's pretty easy to figure that out. All right, that is the Green Witch Tarot by Moura. And I got rid of the box because the box is huge. Or, you know, I put it in storage or something, but so I just keep it in this little green bag. All right, next I will show you the Witch's Tarot by Dugan. It comes with this guidebook here. And this one does have borders. To try and put it back in order, but I see that it got out of order. Let me, okay. Oh, it's mostly in order, okay. So this one is a cool deck too. I don't like it quite as much as I like the Green Witch, but every once in a while I enjoy using it. And I do think it is a fun deck. And I guess it just kind of depends on which art style you like better as to which one you want to use. And if you are reading with other decks and you want a border, beautiful tap or star card there. And I love the moon card here. And Karma. Oh, this is one of my very favorite cards in the whole deck. I like the World card. But, you know, it's pretty classic RWS in general. And this one goes in and out of favor. Love the backs. It's kind of Wicca-based deck. I do love the Six of Cups with these just cute little kids there. And the Seven of Cups is pretty cool. And the Eight of Cups. Like the Page. The Queen is gorgeous. I think this is a beautiful Queen of Cups. And, you know, some things are not as creative in this deck, but then there are some creative things in it too. Beautiful Queen of Swords. The queens are really pretty in this deck, I think. And the Pinnacle suit I always thought was kind of cool. I do love this Nine of Pentacles. I think that is a just gorgeous card. And this page. All right, so that is the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, and it's another Llewellyn deck. And it's got great cardstock, and it shuffles great, and all that. All right, next I am going to show you the LivingAltar. I put this back in order. I hope I didn't get it out of order. No, I got it out of order. Okay, I try and put my decks back in order so that when I show them, they're in order. But this is a magical deck, and it's a deck made by witches using spells, and it has the elements in it. It goes with everything. And it's just a very, very cool deck. And I got this right when it came out. I still love it. And that was quite a few years ago at this point. And then it's got the moon quarters. And there's quite a few walkthroughs of this. And, you know, there's a couple things in this deck that you need to read a little differently with. This is still available. It is an indie deck. Seasons of Life. But with this deck, I can use it anytime. I don't ever worry about it getting dirty or anything because it's already like kind of grungy and already looks like, oh, I probably did that, or maybe that came like, you know, so you don't worry about it. And then here's some cards that were the spell cards. These are the backs of it. And these don't have any words on them. So you have to use the guidebook. And this is a deck that you kind of have to study to know how to use it. But just a great deck. And it came edged in this red. Like that. Just fun. And it's called the LivingAltar. Kiki Robinson. All right. Next, I think I'm going to show you a photographic deck that I absolutely love. The Witch's Tarot. I use this deck all the time. But it is a good spooky witchy deck. But it's photography. There's a lot of nudity in this, so just so you're aware. All right, this is a deck that just from the moment I got it, I loved it. It started out with just a majors only deck, and then there was a Kickstarter that was the full deck. So excited when the full deck was coming out. I even have like shirts and sweatshirts with some of the cool art from this deck. And this is still available. And if you don't like photography decks, you might not like this, but, and it's, you know, a different vision of things, but very magical deck and very witchy. And I won't do a full walkthrough. This deck has a lot of extra cards. But just wanted you to get a sense of the style of this deck. I love it. And I've shown this a bunch, but all right. That is the Witch's Tarot, and it is by BurningPaperHearts. This is the box. It's got a really nice box, and that's the back. Okay. All right, next I will show you a group of oracles that are kind of cheesy but really fun. And they're the Witches, Wisdom, Moon Magic, and Familiars. And they have different illustrators. These two have the same illustrator, but they're by Flavia Peters. And this one is also by Barbara. Can't say the name, but you can see it there. Okay, so I've shown this. I think I got this one in the trade, and I have bought the other two. And these are just, I think they're fun. And they're, they have a witchy feel to them. And this one is all about different moons. But you could, it has keywords, so you can also just use it just like, as an oracle. I love this one. And I've shown this before, so I won't show you all the cards, but beautiful and cheesy, but like cool. So the cheesiness is not for everyone, but I enjoy it. So that is Witch's Moon Magic. Okay, next one is Witch's Familiars. All right, and this one has keywords again. And then it tells the animal, it tells the familiar. And the photography, and it's pretty cute. And then collaged into cool settings. I think Crochet Witch Tarot has a walkthrough of this one. She likes this deck. So that's fun. The Witch's Familiars, part of this kind of series. Oh, do I have my kitchen one out here? Oh, I don't have my kitchen. There's also a kitchen one. I'll have to show you that too. All right, this is the just Witch's Wisdom. This has the seasons in it. And what you can use it as if you're doing something with watchtowers. As the Wick and Read, as the Witch's Healer, And then just some of the things that happen in circles and meanings behind different witchcraft, meanings and messages, tarot cards, tools, seasons, wheel of the year, all that kind of stuff. Elements, magic circle, moon cycles, but pretty cool. And it's got a lot of cards. These decks have enough cards. It's nice. It has kind of just the perfect amount. All right, I'll go get the kitchen one so we can keep them all together. I'll be right back. All right, well, next I will show you The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Cannon Reid. I have a couple different copies of this deck. And it came borderless and with borders. This one is the borderless version. And it's old and whack. Oh yeah, there's more nudity. There's nudity in my decks. I forget to say that sometimes at the beginning, but it seems like there's always nudity in my decks. Because some of them are just old, and there was just always a lot of nudity in tarot decks. This one can be a bit hard to find nowadays. It is out of print in both the bordered and borderless versions. I don't use it a ton, but I do use it every once in a while. I think, I'm gonna see if I have the bordered version out here. I don't think I have it out here with me. All right. So that is the Witch's Tarot. Oh, it does have a big old guidebook with it. I think I will show you MagickAndMediums Oracle. This is a really cool indie oracle. Very witchy, spooky season. Protection, sex magic, demon, ascension, nature. Oh, you can probably read these, but move. Elemental magic. I really like this deck. Sacred space, influence, forgiveness, taboo, activation, sacred heart, moon magic, banish, divination, rest, intelligence. And this one goes great with all the other decks. Meditation, believe, portal, sacrifice. It's a mostly black and white deck, but it's got little pops of gold and color sometimes. Conjure, healing, praise, listen, persuasion, mediumship. Anyway, pretty awesome deck. And it's got a nice thick guidebook that goes with it. And the Slavic Tarot is by the same people. Here's the inside of the box. That's kind of cool. All right. I will show you Oracle of the Witch, which is a red and black deck. It's got red edging. This is a mass market deck. This is the guidebook. It's pretty thick. This is a Rockpool deck. Grimoire, Poppets, Moot, Sabbats, Coven, Ritual Magic, Casting a Circle, Charms, Witch Hunts, Witches of the Craft, the Horn God, Magical Tools, Magical Clothing, Sacred Sites, Diana, Hecate, Aradia, Oracle, Midwife, Herb Garden, Spellcasting, High Priestess, High Priest, Familiar, Crystals. So I haven't used this much. Done a few draws from it, but I will be using it for spooky season. Okay, next we'll look at a Compendium of Witches. This is the indie version. There's also a mass market version. I think it's also really nice. This is a deck that I got quite a while ago, and it came out in mass market, but I haven't got the mass market because I think they're pretty similar. And I don't know about the card stock on the other one, but the card stock on this version is beautiful, but I've heard it's really nice on the mass market one too. But it's really buttery, shuffles amazing. Healer, Crossroads, Unbound, Laborer, Memory, Explorer, and it has two different parts to this deck. Soothsayer, Wayfarer, Priestess. These are more like archetype. The Oracle, yeah, you see that. The Shapeshifter, the Artist, Scholar, Shaman, Listener, and then we have, so these have green borders, and I think the mass market is the same. And then these are borderless. Familiar, Light, Sickle, Offering, Thaw, Hair, Standing Stone, Cauldron, Moon, Mountain, Sprout. And it has a huge guidebook. Or the indie version had a huge guidebook. This one has this book, which is in color, and then it also, I got like a really thick book that came with it. You had to buy it separately. Right, that's a Compendium of Witches by Nataša Ylinić. I don't know how to say that last name, so I shouldn't even try. Okay, I'm going to show you another Oracle deck. The Green Witch Oracle. I have a lot of Witchy Oracle decks. This one is one I've edged. I have 2 copies of this. This is the Green Witch Oracle by Cheralyn Darcy, and you probably know her, and I'm sure it's a Rockpool deck. Yep, Rockpool, because she's from Australia. So this has keywords on it, and then it tells the name of the plant or flower. P. And it has a lot of symbology on these cards. And the reason I have 2 of these is because one time I lost it and I really wanted to use it for something. And then I bought another one, because you can just get it at Barnes & Noble's. And then maybe like a year later, I found my other one. Sometimes that happens, and you know, then I end up with multiple copies of decks. I'm trying, if I know I have a deck, I'm trying not to buy it, and just, but also some of my decks were in a different town and I didn't have access to them for a while, so, because I was living in Hawaii and things were not all over there with me, and so sometimes I have multiple copies of things. Trying not to do that anymore. I still have some decks I have multiple copies of. Okay. Next, I think I'll show you the Practical Magic Inner Witch Tarot. And I've been saving this for this season. I haven't used this one yet. Got a bunch of cards. I haven't looked through it, but that's about it. And it's got the Wheel of the Year cards in it, which is fun. So you can use those different ways. And then we've got the moon phases. And then the cards. And I've seen this on people's channel. The creator lives here in the same town I live in. But anyway, I think it's a cool deck. I won't go through everything right now. I'll show you just a little bit. And maybe I'll just do a walkthrough if I don't see one out there. Maybe I'll just do one. I'm going to use it starting pretty soon, so I could then do a little mini review of it after. Okay, that is the Practical Witch Tarot by Grounded by the Moon. All right, next I'll show you an oracle deck, Witches of Legend. And this is fun. It works a lot with the goddesses. Hel, Norse goddess, Medea, Ceridwen, Medusa, Circe, Morgan Le Fay, the Morgan, Diana, Isis, Kali, Lady of the Lake, Lilith, Athena, I don't know how to say this, Amaterasu, Baba Yaga, Bastet, Maleficent, which I love, they have Maleficent in there, Maria Laveau, Breed, Pele, I love that there's a Pele card, Persephone, Selene, Tiamat, Newt, Frau Hulda, Nyx, Oshun, Freya, Santa Muerta, Hecate, Sarawasti, Sea Witch, and Sekhmet. So this is a fun deck that you can use in different ways. I think it's still available. It's by Annabelle Lewis, and it's just black and white with a little gold on it. All right, next which to show you. All right, next I'm going to show you the Earthly Souls and Spirit Moon Oracle by Terry Foss. I do have several versions of this deck, but I'm super impressed with the mass market deck. And the mass market deck has this great guidebook that comes with it. And the indie versions of the deck don't have this much information. So I recommend the mass market version of this deck, and the cardstock is great, and it's just really, really well done. I do have one that has all different backs that Terry's daughter painted. That's cool, and I'll hang on to it. But honestly, like, I wouldn't even seek the indie version out on this. I'd just get the mass market deck, because it's such a great, he did a great job on this. This is such a beautiful deck. And it's so perfect for spooky season. And the witches in this deck are gorgeous, and the depictions are just beautiful. Focus, authentic, love, fulfillment, balance, luminous, magical, tranquility, purposeful, soulful, radiant, divinity, fairy tale, mindful, spirit, mystical, nature, spontaneous, faith, abundance, positivity, goddess, unity, clarity, prosperity, gratitude, compassion, confidence, white light, create, wisdom, centered. So you get the feel of this one. Just really, really nice deck. I think some of the keywords changed in different versions of it, if I remember right. But just beautiful art, beautiful deck. Really, really nicely done. That's the back. It's a US Games deck. Very, very impressed with that. Okay, I'll show you the Witching Hour Oracle by Sherry Gearhart, and this is another US Games deck. And that's the guidebook there. It's not small and it's not big, but nice. And this one's based on the moons, and it's got keywords, and it's got young and old in this deck, which is nice. And I enjoy this one. I think it's really pretty. It's a great spooky season witchy oracle deck. I love this. Self-healing. And this one's just gorgeous. The blue moon honoring the past. Just really pretty, and it's got age diversity, which I never see. It's stunningly beautiful, I think. So I recommend this one. It's really, really pretty and fun to use. Okay, that is the Witching Hour. And then we have some oracles. So I'll start with Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle. I have not used this yet. I have looked through it. It's got the orange edging on it. That's the backs. It's a really pretty deck, and I like the art in it. This is a different artist than the other versions, but very cool. Cranberries, crow, darkness falls, elderberries, falling leaves, and then, as always, there's little sayings down below, like fireside or dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. Foraging, there is no better feeling than having gone after what you desire. Ghost whisperer, be still in the whispers that ebb and flow through the silence. Grieving, the chambers of your mourning are surrounded by nothingness, emptiness, waiting to be seen. Harvest moon, slow your heart and move gently into the country of self. Sorry. This is a new deck to me. Harvest Witch, what sacrifices have you made for the greater vision of what is to be? Haunted House, the things that haunt you are the things you have to let go of. So, just another fun deck. I plan on getting all of these because I love using them during their season. And I think they're really well done. I have enjoyed all of them so far. It's interesting they changed artists on this one, but I love the art. Okay, that is Seasons of the Witch, the Mabon Oracle. And this one has orange inside the box. All right, Next, I'll show you. Okay, I'm having to refilm this deck due to my cat knocking some stuff off the table. So this is the Witch's Kitchen, and this will probably be the last deck in this spooky season witch edition, and then I'll have to do a part 2 and maybe a part 3. We'll see. Anyway, this is part of that collection with all of the Flavia Kate Peters decks, and this one's by Barbara Meiklejohn-Free and illustrated by Richard Crookes. But these decks all kind of go together. I'll show you at the end all the boxes. Okay, so the kitchen one, the backgrounds are somewhat similar, but it has an herb and then it has a keyword. Patchouli, purpose, tea tree binding, honey, ambrosia, eucalyptus, breathe, sugar, sweetness, mugwort, intuition, apple, forbidden, mustard, faith, turmeric, diversity, mandrake, impassive, garlic, repel, blackberry, invasive, witch hazel, sensitivity, yarrow, expulsion, dandelion, wishes. In the Herb Crafters Tarot, if you have that, there is a recipe for making dandelion vinegar, which I tried this summer, so that was fun. Arnica, recovery, black pepper, banishment, basil, reconciliation, bay leaves, abundance, catnip, bond. I love the catnip with the kitty. I have a huge catnip plant out in my yard. It's kind of starting to die because it's been so hot, but all the cats in the neighborhood come and eat the catnip. I put it inside of a wire fence. Maybe I'll try and show that. Cinnamon, reignite, cloves, gossip, lemon, bitterness, ginger, power, chamomile, relax, coriander, immortality, thyme, courage, echinacea, fortify, elderflower, warding. There's a lot you can do with elderflower. Mint, clarity, lavender, sleep, hemp, expansion, rosemary, memories, chocolate, aphrodisiac. So you get the point of this deck, and it's kind of the cheesy style, but I like these decks. They're really fun. And then it'll tell you like honey, ambrosia, food for the gods, liquid delight, spread me at breakfast, drink me at night, taste of ambrosia, sugary sweet, honeybee nectar, magical treat. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Honey's guidance. Allow me to add a little sweetness to your life as I help you out of the sticky situation you've fallen into. I'm food for the gods, the celestial nectar, who has been worshipped for thousands of years by almost every culture for my amber-hued delights. Drizzle me over baked goods or stir me in a hot drink. And then it goes on, and then there's a recipe for a salve for wounds and infections. And then there's honey revealed. Honey is known to be nectar of the gods. Fossils of honeybees have been found dating back to 150 million years, and it just talks about like the Romans using honey. And so the guidebook is kind of fun, and it has little recipes or something you can do with all those herbs. And I will show you the rest of the decks. I think I showed them earlier in the video, but this one was missing, so we'll just put them all out so you can see. It's kind of a little collection there. These are fun, and there's a couple other decks that I'll show you later that kind of go with these, but they're not part of this kind of series. All right, I think I'm going to end part 1 of Spooky Season Witch Decks, and I'll see ya in part 2. Thanks for watching. See ya.